Hi, you guys. I was just looking back at there's a way that I can see old comments, and I realized I'd missed a bunch of very kind comments going back about 10 days ago, which made me think, well, what was going on 10 days ago? And in fact, I was in the ER, and maybe I talked about that a little bit. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to sort of make this the health channel. Let's see what's happened to Liz's health lately. On the other hand, it's so relatable because, for a lot of us, it is health. A lot of us, it's maybe mental health. A lot of us, it's maybe the health of a spouse or other people. And there's a way in which that's, don't talk about it, is a in our culture kind of a thing. You don't admit to weaknesses. You don't admit to the fact that you're scared. And I'm not saying you don't, but there's a sort of a message like, don't keep that close to your chest. So I have some ambivalence about that, but I think that it's worth it to go there because it speaks to how we deal with what's scary in our lives, what's uncomfortable, how we deal with our own troubles or the troubles of people we love. Does it make us shy away? And, it can knock us off our routines so that we can't keep up with the things that seem to inform our identity. I mean, this channel, in a way, means everything to me. It's the way I feel like I'm giving back with you guys and with the people, in my immediate inner circle. And there is an in-between place, people who don't fit into either category, who are, the people I encounter at the post office or walking around town that I pass, and we either make eye contact. I'm usually looking to make eye contact with them, and a lot of the times they're, they don't want to, particularly an old lady with a cane or, So I think, connecting in a healthy way with other people is what we have. And not necessarily people. It can be animals. It can be our environment. It could be with a work of art or a piece of music. Just to allow ourselves to be moved and to be authentic. I put up not a good front, but, I clean up nice, as one of my beaux used to say. And that's a good thing, not to look ravaged or, sometimes when somebody smiles at you, it's like the sun bursting through the clouds. It's just, so even though I can't see your faces, I feel you. Do you feel me? And I'm reminded too of Pema Chodron saying, one of her biggest messages is to befriend fear. Don't try to quash it. Don't ignore it. That's sort of shadow energy. You just say, oh, I'm not going to look at that. I think the way out is to say, fear, hello, old friend. Can I make you a cup of tea? And somehow in that kind of acceptance of what's scary, it becomes less scary. One of my dear friends who's 20 years older than I am, a little while ago, described the feeling as if she's moving from tuffet to tuffet. And I said, tell me more. That sounds intriguing. What do you mean exactly? And she said, well, the waters are rising, rising, rising. And there are these tuffets of land, of ground. And I'm on one tuffet, and there comes a time when I have to move forward to the next tuffet. I don't know if I don't know if tough it is really a word that is in the current vocabulary now, but I love that idea of finding the next place, and that sometimes we're just pushed forward off of the stable place we're on to the next, to the next, to the next. So, is it this deck? Okay, we're working with the old Rider-Waite. Good old Rider-Waite. Befriending fear. Hello, old friend. You know, I mean, really, that's the way to calm the nervous system down, I think, and to be able to reconnect with life itself and with ourselves. Fear tends to, you know, become almost like a out-of-body experience when you have a panic attack or something and suddenly you don't feel like you're in your own life. You're in your own life, and it's okay, and you're not alone. You know, you've got a whole host, a heavenly host, looking out for you. And all the people here. Six of Wands, card of victory on the basis of something somebody's done, Wands energy. You know, the struggle, Five of Wands is a struggle, is over. Fives call for the need for change, and this is successful change, victorious change. And there's sometimes a question of whether we can accept that victory, that sense of accomplishment. Are we going to play small or downplay it? Okay, we got a bunch. Oh, yeah. Okay. To me, this is a card of separation. It's pain. It's also, for me, the memory of pain, because it's sword energy. And this is, if Wands are forward movement, this is moving forward successfully. And on the board, this guy is moving away from the Three of Swords. Tough it to tough it. You know, not dwelling in the memory of pain, able to successfully extract oneself from that inner conflict or the external conflict, or, you know, the memory of hurt. Wow, Empress. 3 in major arcana. 3 in minor arcana. You guys, I mean, talk about successful forward movement. The tough it, the ground, Taurus energy, Libra energy, Mother Earth energy, Gaia, the creative one, the productive one, the fertile one. This isn't fertile ground. This is sword energy, and crap sword energy at that. So there's forward movement here, and that's great. Past a block. 2 of Swords can be a crossroads. It can be like being of two minds about something. Indecisive. Or perhaps something that you can't decide with your thinking mind, that it's beyond that. 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords. You know, I think some kind of painful memory has held you back. But great growth here and great forward movement. Tell us about the 3 of Swords, please. Oh, man. Sometimes it's great to get a whole wad out at once. Okay, bottom of the deck, Moon. That's a card of the mystery, of the hidden, also of divine feminine. Cyclical energy. Again, I'm getting tough it to tough it. You know, that cyclical, it comes and it goes. The moon waxes and wanes. Energies wax and wanes. Feelings wax and wane. You know, this doesn't linger forever. It's a memory. And perhaps it's a memory that's fading because you're moving on. You're kind of gathering your strength, Wands energy, your fire energy, your willingness to do something about it, to move on successfully from something that hurts you, to move through the block. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles in the energy of Empress. You know, the abundant one, I wanted to say fecund, which is, you know, I think it just means rich, life-giving, you know, soil that in which things can grow. Pentacles energy is all about growth. And this is a card of family, of legacy, of abundance. It's the end of a cycle, perhaps end of a cycle of feeling separated from your own divine feminine energies of growth. You're somehow moving past the block. We're going to learn more about the block. Oh, King of Wands. That's the embodiment of that Wands energy. Fire energy, that's somebody who knows what to do, where to go, how to get there. Male or female. It's the active principle. Somebody who takes action. You know, Queen of Wands is sort of the attractive energy about internal life. Mysticism. This is more in the outer world. What do I do about something? On Two of Swords, Five of Swords. Can be a card of deception, self-deception. You know, feeling embattled. Moving beyond some kind of strife or struggle or even like ideological difference with somebody. Maybe you're set at loggerheads with somebody, you're of two minds. You know, you feel separated by something that was said or said about beliefs. Swords can speak to that. And I was thinking this morning, cups energy, like moon energy, is about connection, feelings, heart, okay, heart-centered stuff, 10 of Cups. You couldn't find, oh, okay, oh boy. Here we have, and I'm just going to cover it up because it'll go on forever, Tower. Dramatic change, Scorpio energy, when things fall apart. Okay. So, tough it to tough it, you know. Again, that's, you know, from one stepping stone to the next, or from one little piece of ground to the next, because something really blew up. You know, Tower is something that appeared to be stable, but it was inherently unstable. The universe steps in and says, can't live here anymore. You know, this tuffet is toast, you know. Gotta move on to the next thing. You know, move, Wands energy. To the next fertile ground. Perhaps the place you were grew cold. Sword energy can be very cold. It was combative. It somehow blocked a path to union or accord. On Six of Wands, Three of Cups. It's a card of joy and reunion. Fellow feeling. Not Three of Swords. Remember I said, like, I don't know if I said it out loud, but Cups energy is connective energy. And to me, sword energy can sometimes be disconnect energy. You know, being up in your head or identifying this from that instead of what the common ground. Overthinking. Feeling embattled, pushed to the edge. Perhaps manipulated. Whatever situation that required change. Fives are cards that indicate or require change. It's moving out of this embattled mental state, perhaps with somebody else. And the memory of that fight or strife stuck with you somehow. It blocked the path. But you're moving into Three of Cups energy. I thought, yeah, 3 and 3 is 6. 6 in Major Arcana is Lovers. You know, yin-yang. Internally in your own psyche, perhaps in the external world. Because we have 10 of Cups here. That's kind of somewhere over the rainbow, you know? Empress energy, Empress Town, you know, the place of accord, the place where we all feel accepted and cared for. Empress energy. May have something to do, you may, you know, may have something to do with your mother. I mean, I'm going out on a limb here, but there may have been an argument with your mother or a memory, Three of Swords, of an argument with some significant mother figure. You know, Scorpio, I see this card as Scorpio. Dramatic change. It puts you out of where you are and onto the next thing of necessity. And it might be a physical place. It might just be a place in your psyche. You know, something that was constricting you, that wasn't big enough. That kind of demanded you play small. On 10 of Pentacles, King of Cups. So we have King of Wands, King of Cups. This is somebody who I think has been hurt, Three of Swords. And maybe, because King of Cups, male or female, can indicate somebody who is maybe hesitant to feel deeply because they've been hurt, Three of Swords. Somebody who embodies love, but perhaps, you know, got burned in some way, got in an argument or, you know, a difference in belief systems. Evidently, Moon card goes on Three of Swords. So I'm going to just flip this because I think we have a lot to work with already here. You know, Moon can be fear of the unknown, something that's coming to consciousness but isn't quite there yet, and there's sort of this apprehension, in a way, Do I need to repress this feeling? What will change in my life if I let go of the pain, of the memory of pain? Something's trying to come to the surface. Divine feminine energy, cyclical. Ten of Cups. All right, we need a little more. I'm not sure where this is going. It's almost like the action that somebody took to move forward successfully, Six of Wands, what they had to do was blow up an old paradigm. Tower card. Something that wasn't serving anymore, something that felt too small. And this is a pretty small energy. It can be, bickering or gossip or taking sides somehow. You're moving on from that. And the action you took may have blown up the tuffet you were on. The Ten of Pentacles can be a card of home too. It may be a decision that you were putting off. Two of Swords, you were at a crossroads. You didn't really want to move beyond it. There was something you didn't want to see about this dynamic. And I think that there was action taken to make the move, take the lead. It could be a literal move, like leaving home or something like that. But in general, I think that if this is the memory of pain that maybe was suppressed, something that was a feeling that you didn't really want to look at, blindfold here, didn't want to look at it because it was painful. You may have been in a painful cycle with somebody. Tell us a little bit more about, because Empress, Ten of Cups, King of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. There's some kind of, you're moving beyond something painful, the memory of something painful. It's like you're recalibrating your brain somehow. Out of, a thinking that can separate you from other people into an emotion that connects you with other people. Ten of Cups. Let's see what we're dealing with here a little bit more. Two of Cups. It seems very dark in here all of a sudden. Two of Cups. Tell us more about this Ten of Cups, Empress, Moon energy. Well, here it is. There's the connection. Leaving behind a memory of pain, moving toward, happiness, connection. It's with more than one person, but there may be one particular relationship that you had a falling out with somebody over words that were spoken or sides were taken. We're not going to do it the way we did before. Tower energy, that's wiped out. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, King of Cups. And I'm not sure who's who here. But whoever you are, you're connected to the other person. And I think it's somebody you had a falling out with. Maybe a lover, a friend, a mother figure. Star card. Star card, Two of Cups. Could it be any better? I don't know. This is a card of healing, of belief, of the collective, of kind of the inexhaustible well of, well, it's the best kind of sword energy. It's leaving behind that memory of pain in favor of healing the psyche. You know, there may be scar tissue of some kind of remnant, painful, something that lingers in the mind. But I think the guides are saying, you know, look toward connection. Don't dwell in the memory of pain. You're a healer. Take your time. Follow the guides. You know, you're being led towards something really from scar tissue to connective tissue. That's what they're saying. Oh my God. Ace of Cups. You know, aces speak to the personal, also to the opportunity. And in this case, I think it speaks to you and the opportunity to connect. The opportunity to heal a connection. It begins with self-love and love of the other that will follow, you know, hot on the heels. Heal you, hot on the heels, heal yourself. As we heal ourselves, we heal connections with other people. And we enter this kind of you know, fertile ground where we can connect. Everybody in the family, everybody in the soul group, everybody in the soul tribe. And it's not like there are never any bumps or, you know, words that separate us or arguments or falling out. I think, though, if you have the opportunity to reconnect with somebody you care about, it's worth the effort. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear make you contract or put you up in your head. You know, use that clarity of Aquarian sword energy, air energy, to see it clearly, to understand what's important. What's important is the love of the self, the love of the deep self, valuing yourself, so that you can value the other person. It's a little bit let bygones be bygones. You know, because this is happening. On to the next phase, the next tuffet, the next cycle. And this could also be, remember I said the pain thing? Hello, old friend. It might be like even, because this is a card of connection, not necessarily romantic, but maybe. It's kind of a, hello, old friend, namaste. Whatever went down between us that was divisive, 5 of Swords, 3 of Swords, that blocked the path, 2 of Swords. Let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. A wonderful woman I once actually interviewed who had a group that meditated with people who were dying, said, the breath is a wonderful teacher. It's always saying, let go, let go, let go. She said there's not one breath you ever took that you could hang on to. Always let go. So the next breath, the next tuffet, the next cycle. Don't live in the land of clash. If you have an opportunity, Ace of Cups, to reconnect, take it. I think the other person would be very receptive to it. Two of Cups, that's reciprocal love. Okay, you guys, that's it for today. Wow, we always seem to end on 30 minutes, just kaboom. So here we are again. Until we jump to the next tuffet, I love you guys. Thank you for your wonderful comments. I'm sorry I was sort of out of commission for a while, and maybe periodically in the future, but you know, no comments don't mean no love. I'll see you next time.